Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, I'm evolving this random hypnosis session. For the last two episodes that I've uploaded, it's been generated based on a random destination, 3 emotions, and 3 random words. I've honed that down a little bit. So in the video version of this that you'll see on YouTube, there's going to be a single destination, a single emotion, and 3 nouns. So specified to nouns rather than random words, just to narrow the focus, because I think there's more than enough emotional resourceful states to kind of to go around. So why not hone in on a specific one and try and get more impact from that emotion. So if you're listening to the podcast, you won't know for sure that I'm actually generating random words in real time. But if you are watching on YouTube, you'll actually see me doing this in real time through the display capture that I'm doing. So I'm going to do that right now. So the random generator, first of all, is on Earth Roulette. I'm going to generate my destination. Now, this is a place in the UK, which is my home country, called Helmsley, which I haven't been to before, but it is known for hiking and sightseeing. And it is a market town in the Rydale district of North Yorkshire. Now, I have been to North Yorkshire fairly recently, over the summer, in fact, and there is a very impressive rock formation, lots of kind of picturesque hills and streams and waterfalls and things like that. So I'm going to use North Yorkshire as the destination that has been randomly generated here. The random emotion generator, I click, this is gratitude. So we've got the destination of North Yorkshire, the emotion of gratitude, and now I'm going to generate 3 random nouns. And these could be tricky. We've got ratio, assumption, and farmer. So ratio, assumption, and farmer. So going back now to the screen of me, I can't possibly have prepared for this hypnosis session because I didn't know what the random words were until literally a few seconds ago. But I'm going to start the music bed. We're going to get into the hypnosis, and hopefully it's something interesting and useful for you. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And on the outward breath, allow feelings of tension to leave your body. And if it's safe to do so, now is the time to relax those eyelids and close your eyes. Continuing to breathe in that resourceful relaxation and exhale tension and stress. Therefore, with each and every breath, you can't help but notice going deeper and deeper, relaxed, purely on the basis that as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and you exhale tension, even if it's by a fraction of 1%, each breath takes you incrementally into deeper levels of relaxation. And I want you to imagine that a busy life is almost like living in a city. Constant challenges, distractions, interruptions. It has an energy, a vibrancy to it. But isn't it good sometimes to leave the city, spending time in the countryside, giving your mind time to think, giving your body that fresh, clean air, giving you the ability to just relax now. Now, I don't know if you live in a city or somewhere more rural, but I want you to imagine that if right now your mind is like a busy city, what would it be like to escape to the countryside? As your physical body relaxes, your mind becomes more alert, able to visualize things and imagine things in details that normally aren't possible. But as you shift your focus from the outside world into the internal world, I wonder what it would be like to imagine being in the English countryside of North Yorkshire. That's right. Now, whatever comes to your mind is more than useful for the purpose of tapping into associations and thoughts within your imagination. But sometimes it's useful to have some guidance. I want you to picture British countryside on a summer's day. Perhaps you can think of an old traditional market town, perhaps like a town in North Yorkshire called Helmsley. See those fluffy white clouds in the sky. And I want you to imagine that you're nearby an old derelict abbey. You can see the large, tall brickwork, almost the Gothic shapes of what perhaps many years ago were impressive stained glass windows. And just get a sense of how far away you are from the city-based mind, here in this countryside mind, the distractions and nature, fluffy white clouds, blue skies, the occasional bird flying above your head, lots of trees, rolling hills. I want you to get a sense of being so far away. And in this place in North Yorkshire, you're just moments away from interesting walks, derelict castles, I want you to get a sense that this is a place of tranquility and introspection. As you look at this abbey that perhaps is hundreds of years old. I want you to get a sense of being in a remote valley. Rising hills all around you with trees. And I want you to explore the ruins of this ancient abbey. Perhaps thinking back to a time when this abbey was populated, maybe with monks that would dedicate their entire life to just learn about a particular set of beliefs and ideas, giving them the ability to find some significance or role to play in the world. I want you to get a sense in this derelict abbey that is just for you right now. There is no one else around. That in the same way that perhaps hundreds of years ago the monks would have set out time just to meditate and reflect, what if you are able to do the same thing here in this ancient derelict abbey in the countryside of North Yorkshire in England? Back then, when the monks would have prayed and studied here, there would be very little industry around this place. Perhaps it was before the Industrial Revolution, and certainly in this part of the world, most of the workforce would have been farmers, involved in agriculture, perhaps trading what they grew. And I want you to get a sense that if thoughts are seeds and your behaviours, your actions are the harvest of those thoughts, what seeds would you like to plant in your mind that could give you a different harvest of the future? Sometimes it's easy to make an assumption that we just live the life that we're meant to live, without realizing there is a cause and effect relationship. Now, we don't know what the ratio is between what we think and what we do. And even if that's even close to half or a third, or just 1 in 6 thoughts turn into an action or another thought or ingredients to a belief, what we can say is that we are farming our own reality. We are farming our own future. That the work that we invest in planting those seeds and tending to those thoughts become our reality. And I want you to imagine somewhere nearby this ancient abbey is a nearby farm. Now, you won't visit the farm in reality, but imagine physically being in the abbey and your imagination flying to a nearby farm, much like a bird would do. Only this is a farm of your thoughts. And I want you to think back over the last few days and weeks and perhaps months. What seeds have you been planting in your farm? Seeds of worry, anxiety, doubt, hate, anger, or maybe seeds of hope, ambition, creativity, optimism. It's been said that the average person thinks more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And maybe that ratio is 3-1 or 4-1, that generally the average person has more thoughts that are negative or upsetting than useful and helpful. And I wonder, now that you're the farmer of your reality and your future, the seeds that you plant become your reality and your future. What if we make an assumption that if we inverse that ratio and you plant more seeds of useful, positive thoughts, emotions, and ideas, isn't it safe to say that you will create a more desirable reality in your future? And I don't know if that future will arrive in days or weeks or months, but it's safe to say that if indeed you reap what you sow, by planting those seeds of useful thoughts, useful ideas, sooner or later they will grow into something helpful and useful for you. I want you to get a sense that being the farmer of your own thoughts gives you a huge amount of appreciation, gratitude, if you will. Because isn't it safe to say that we can make an assumption that all of the good things that you have, at some level, you have the ability to be grateful for? Just because you have the ability to be grateful and have that gratitude doesn't mean that you are. Maybe you're only grateful for a quarter of all that you could be grateful for. Or maybe it's just 1 in 100 things that you could be grateful for that you have that gratitude for. I want you to imagine that there is a gratitude ratio, and I don't know what that number is for you. But what would it be like to be grateful for more of the things that you could be grateful for? Imagine a dial turning in your mind, that as you see that farm in front of you, the what if an increasing ratio of all the thoughts that you could plant in that farm were thoughts of gratitude. They say that the ideal way of thinking is to be grateful for what you have and be motivated to get what you want. And too often we see the opposite. The advertising and marketing industry has taught us to be dissatisfied with what we have and only feel worthwhile if we have what we want. That somehow if we see others with things that are desirable to us, then we are less than or deficient in contrast. But being the farmer of your own thoughts, what if it was the case that you could be grateful for all that you have? Imagine sprinkling those seeds into this farmyard in North Yorkshire. Could you be grateful for your health? And even if you don't have optimum health, health could always be worse. If you're listening to my voice right now, it means that your ears work. And therefore one seed of gratitude could be planted in your farm. If you're watching this right now, your eyes work, and another seed of gratitude could be planted. Maybe you're grateful for your family, your intelligence, your ability to learn, your ability to make decisions. Knowing how many people in the world survive on less than £50 or dollars a week. Even if you're not wealthy by the standards of your country or your immediate peers around you, on a global scale, you're probably in the top 5% wealthiest people that live on this planet. And maybe another seed of gratitude is planted in the farmyard of your thoughts. I want you to get a sense that time doesn't apply to your imagination. They say that in your imagination, there is a different ratio of time than exists in reality. In the same way that when you watch a movie, you don't assume that a 90-minute movie will represent 90 minutes of experience. Sometimes a 90-minute movie can represent several days, weeks, or even years condensed into that 90-minute movie. And therefore, observing this farm, you could condense years of thoughts or months of thoughts planted, thoughts of gratitude, optimism, beliefs of conviction that you have what it takes to achieve the future that you desire. But let's not imagine for a moment that these seeds are just planted. Let's make an assumption that these seeds are planted and have taken root, that have received the rain and the sunshine that they need to start to grow. And I wonder what your life would be like a year from now if positive thoughts were planted 1 year in the past. Would you be healthier, happier, more successful? Would you have more gratitude because there would be more to celebrate in your life? And what would that be like for you? What would actually be different in your life? A year of planting mainly positive, useful thoughts rather than the inverse ratio of what normally would be taking place. Would you live somewhere different? Would you have a different career? Would you spend your working time or free time differently? Allow your mind to come back with the answers. And even if you don't know for sure what your reality would be, again, it's safe to say that we can make an assumption that it would be an improvement on what it would be if the thoughts were the other way round. From this point forward, you will consider yourself a farmer of thoughts, a farmer of beliefs, a farmer of gratitude. And the more that there is to be grateful for, the more that you will harvest a future of happiness, joy, and appreciation. And then imagine in your imagination, just flying back from that farm, back to the abbey, back inside your body, looking around this ancient abbey in North Yorkshire, getting a sense that in the same way that those ancient monks reflected on their life, their reality, and perhaps made decisions and choices that steered their life in a different direction, you are also doing the same. What could you be more grateful for? What could you plant more seeds of that are useful and less seeds of that are unuseful or destructive in some way? And soon we will return from the countryside back into the city of your mind. But take just one moment to think of one thing right now that you could have more gratitude for. Something that you already appreciate, but you could appreciate even more. And as you think about that moment, think back to where it all began. What did you do to create or manifest whatever it is now that you can be grateful for? and then seek the location of that gratitude, that emotion within you. And when you find it, expand it. If it moves, make it move faster. Give it a color, give it a brightness, make it glow. Increase that feeling of gratitude within you. And know that the more you can be grateful for, the easier it is to be happy in and of the moment now. And hold on to that feeling of gratitude as you realize that all of this is just a thought within a thought, a dream within a dream, an idea within an idea, and actually, you're not in an ancient abbey in North Yorkshire, in England. You're in your own physical body right now, listening to my voice, firmly in the present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Get a sense of being in your own physical body right now. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken with a feeling of immense gratitude, even if you're not quite sure what you're grateful for. You will awaken with a feeling that you are a farmer of your own thoughts and beliefs. And if there was a higher ratio of negative to positive thoughts before, you will wake up with that in the opposite direction. And it's safe to say that the assumption will be that your life will be all the better for it. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.